Okay, hi everyone, and a very warm welcome to the Scottish Wedding Show and the Let's Talk Tying the Knot stage. My name's Olivia Simpson. I'm staff writer with Tie the Knot Scotland, which is Scotland's #1 wedding magazine. You can come and see us on stand 428F, which is up near the catwalk, or you can pick up a copy of our magazine at the back, just there. We've put together a programme of informative talks and Q&As from some of Scotland's leading wedding industry experts that will hopefully offer you lots of practical advice and guidance to help you on your journey to the top of the Isle. In a moment, I'll pass over to our experts, and at the end of both talks there'll be an opportunity for a Q&A, so please save any questions until after both of our experts have spoken. So I'm joined just now on stage by two wedding superstars. We have Oskar Gilchrist-Grodnicki, aka the Wedding Guru, who is working with beautiful Isle of Skye venues Sonus collection on this stand right here, 429A. And we also have Michelle Eastel of venue decor and event specialist We Tate, who is here this weekend on stand 426D. She also dressed this stage, so you can admire some of her products here too. Weddings are like buses. You wait ages for one and then they all line up at once. So you might be wondering, how can I make sure my wedding stands out from the crowd? These two are here to help us work that out. Oskar is a multi-award winning wedding planner who has been planning, running and delivering over 600 weddings since 2009, anywhere from the Isle of Skye on the west coast to Dunbar on the east. Oskar not only plans weddings, he's also a legally binding humanist wedding celebrant and an associate wedding business coach. Since launching in 2010, Michelle at We Tate has gone from a delicatessen and cake shop to one of the leading events and decor firms in Greater Glasgow. Creating unforgettable memories is what Michelle and her team do best. So there's no duo better placed than these two to help us find ways to add personality and fun to our big days. So first of all, I'll pass over to you, Oskar, for all the advice and tips and tricks you're going to give us.
Thank you very much, Olivia. So it is a very exciting time to plan a wedding. Who here is excited about their wedding? Hands up. Yes, we've got the forest of hands. Fantastic, great. But have you guys considered how exciting the wedding could be for your guests attending the wedding? Great. It is a big consideration for weddings, and hence why Olivia and the team have asked me to think about how to make it a standout event and make it a little bit more exciting for your guests. So I've got a few ideas for you guys today, just on the screen there. So first thing that I'm seeing a lot of lately is actually creative seating plans. Just overall, stationery has become such a massive thing in weddings. I'm seeing a lot more couples going for personalised table plans, holograms that are personalised to them as well, stamps and so on and so forth. But actually the ways that you can make it quite a fun activity that isn't just a traditional table plan is doing something different. So we've got on either side examples of table plans that are cards that are either hang up on a stand or you've got them in rows of place cards. The last wedding I did a couple of weekends ago, we actually had a little card at the front, and at the back of that they had their drink vouchers. The couple came to me asking what favours they could offer to the guests that doesn't go to the bin at the end of the wedding, or it doesn't get consumed instantly or gets forgotten about. So we came up with the idea of drink vouchers. They picked it up, they had to find their name, so it was a bit of an activity around the table plan. Picked it up, headed to the bar, and got the Mr. and Mrs. cocktails at the bar as well. Something a little bit more creative. If you want to make it even more exciting, you've got the fantastic champagne walls these days as well. And I've seen actually cocktail tables at weddings as well, where on a straw or on the side of the glass you could have guests' names on the glass as well, and again personalise your Mr. and Mrs. cocktails, or have a little champagne tower as well. If we're going the direction of the drink, which I'm not encouraging to, I was thinking of other ways in which you can make it a little bit more fun, and you might be familiar with a Pimp Your Prosecco station as well. Again, something that encourages guests not to just get the fizz, but actually play about with it, flavour it, add a few berries and stuff like that as well. It's a little bit more exciting and pleasing on the eye. It could be that Instagrammable moment for the wedding as well. Now, another thing that came to my mind is about involving animals. So I think I have seen some alpacas around the show today. It's become a massive thing about, obviously, everyone loving animals here in the UK. There's so many ways in which you can engage animals in your wedding. If you've got a dog, I've seen so many dogs being the ring bearers for the wedding ceremonies as well. A lot more venues are becoming dog friendly as well, so it's something that is being encouraged throughout the industry. Alpacas, brilliant for drinks reception. Again, that Instagrammable moment and something for guests to do. They're super soft and super cute. And a wedding that I've done not too long ago, they actually did a falconry class, a falconry experience in the drinks reception outdoors as well. So it wasn't just the delivery of the rings in the ceremony, there was actually guests coming up and having that experience of bringing the birds prey to the guests as well. Again, plenty of opportunities to pop a few photos here and there as well. Another way we can make your wedding a standout event is actually introducing live music into the mix as well. So I've got 4 images. One is actually with somebody in the audience. We've got Tartan Entertainment Ewan here as well. So a couple of ideas here that you could infuse into the wedding. Wedding in July, a wet wedding actually, but bright enough in the day, was a brass band that walked the couple and the wedding party from the ceremony venue to the reception venue all the way through the city centre of Edinburgh. They were the centre of attention and they arrived with the band to the venue as well. Another ways you could do that is not just going for a piper, as traditional in a lot of the weddings in Scotland. Introduce a drummer, and that elevates the experience as well. Another way you could do this is beautiful choirs. We've got Geo Gospel Choir who is actually on the bandstand not too far from us today, and then infusing a bit of music. Doesn't need to be religious. A cappella bands are super popular these days as well, and live music elevates the experience for your guests. And finally, Ewan with Tartan Entertainment, they do the DJ sax duo, which is super encouraging for the evening reception because it gets everyone to the dance floor and really gets the party vibe in as well. So something that I highly encourage you guys. Music can have a massive impact at the wedding as well. Another way that you can make your day a standout event is introducing live entertainers into the wedding. So that's probably quite a new concept that's come into the weddings. Because of COVID, we do a lot more weddings and ceremonies outdoors, and people want to infuse that in as well. So in the top left, you can see an image of performers actually becoming your servers of the Prosecco and the drinks receptions, and they can perform various different acts in the wedding as well. You've got magicians, super popular. We had it for our wedding when I got married 5 years ago, and guests to this day talk about the super duper experiences with that. If you go in themed wedding, I've actually had a few weddings that did casino tables as well. If you go in that kind of Gatsby style experience, it's super entertaining for your guests to do. We've got face painters. Quite often face painters are considered for the children, but actually it's becoming a massive thing for the wedding because again in the evening reception it's a bit darker, you get the glitter on your face, fantastic evening photos, dancing and so on and so forth, super exciting. And also you've got the fire performers in the evening receptions as well. I've actually got a supplier that does fire performers on top of a mobile bar, and they climb onto the top of the car and do the performance in the evening as well. So livens up the experience for everyone too. Another thing that I was thinking about, if you want to make it a bit more fun and exciting for your guests, is things like quizzes for the tables. So it's an activity for guests to do as they're seated around the meal, and you could do that kind of reveal of answers at the speeches and award people with their rewards. Fun fact napkins, so it's something to learn about the couple, and an icebreaker if your guests haven't met before, they can have a starting point conversation. And games, well, not sure if you were aware, I'm actually originally from Poland, and this is a massive trend back home where couples host midnight games, we call them. And it's all sorts of silly things. This one is actually a bride looking for her groom by touching the knees of men in the party with blindfold. It's super exciting, super fun. It's, again, an Instagrammable experience for everyone. I can give you a few more ideas after the show as well. And I think my last one, we're not getting it. There we go. And nighttime entertainment, you might be familiar with things like sparkler send-off at the end of the night when the couple is heading away. You could do that with the sparklers. It's super duper interesting for photos. Marshmallows by the fire, especially if we're looking at winter weddings or evening weddings as well. And that's actually a photo of myself and my husband and the evening reception of our wedding. We had an outfit change as well. So something that you could do. We've got obviously the Polish element to the wedding, so if you can infuse a bit of culture and personality into your experience with it, a choreographed first dance in different outfits, it was super exciting for guests to see as well. And I think that is it from me. Thank you very much. I'll hand you over to Michelle.
Hello, everyone. Wow, that was fantastic, Oskar, honestly. And I absolutely love all the kind of inspiration that you were talking about of ways of entertaining your guests, because to me, weddings are your own. So it has to showcase what you do best, what says about you as a couple. So we actually our company's called We Take. So we are based next to Ibrox Stadium, but don't be surprised if we're not necessarily Rangers supporters. But we basically travel all over Scotland and we decorate your venues. We did start out, as you said, with a deli and cakes, and we've moved on to adding lots of other things to your venue. So what I would say is every single thing is created bespoke for you. So we add things like your initials, or we can add balloons, or like we've got this backdrop here. Rustic theme is becoming very popular at the moment, but it's really down to your personality and what you enjoy and like. So we decorate your whole day. So we are there right from the ceremony all the way through to your meal, and then we turn around for your evening reception. And I've got a few things on here about obviously when we started. We started in 2010, how we progressed over, and it's not actually changing the slides, so. But nonetheless, so we do have LED dance floors. Now, Oskar did broach about going up on the dance floor and getting your guests with live entertainment. Our dance floor is one of the only ones in Scotland that is an RGB, so it's multicoloured. So it actually is not just white, but it can go every colour under the sun. So basically you can get your guests up, get them having fun, and get everybody enjoying the evening reception, because it can be a rather long day. So yeah, basically we've got the backdrops, we've got cakes, we do cakes as well, 3 tiers, 4 tiers. We have, well, that's telling you where the unit's based as well, so it's all going sort of back to front here, it doesn't matter. And your LED Mr. and Mrs. We have got a stand over at 4260. Our magic mirror is up there as well. So I don't know if anybody's seen a magic mirror before. Has anybody seen one? So they're becoming quite popular for your evening reception. It's a way of getting your guests up, getting some various props on, having a bit of a laugh, signing it, saying it's from them. And we've got them, they go out very regularly, to be honest, 2 to 3 hours in the evening. We've got a mobile bar service as well. So Oskar did touch on that a lot of events are going on outdoors now. So it doesn't have to be in a hotel. You can literally pick any venue and we will transform it. It can be a barn, it can be a marquee out in the garden. That's what we do. The marquee picture there is one of the setups for a wedding. So don't be afraid to think outside of the box when it comes to venues. So I think that's about everything, really. I think they're going to go to questions now, anyway.
Fabulous. Thank you so much, both of you. That was extremely interesting. And Oskar, I need to know, have you seen that game? Yes, well done. Thank you very much. Have you seen that knee game played with the gentlemen all in kilts? Because surely that adds a slightly different element.
Yes, I have. So actually the story with the games is that if it is an opposite sex wedding, then you've got the groom's crew and the bride's crew, and bride gets blindfolded and she needs to find the groom by touching the chests of the party, and it's normally about 5 or 6 guys that get queued up for that one. it's quite funny because the music plays, people switch seats and stuff like that. It's quite entertaining. It's really quite good fun. For the groom side of things, he looks for the bride by touching the knees. And what's really quite funny about that, there's always a man seated between the ladies with beautiful hairy legs, as you can imagine. And it just puts everyone into stitches. So it's a great experience doing games because it's something a little bit different, entertaining, breaks up the evening reception, and it's a great start to the party as well.
Fab, I think I'm nicking that from my next house party, not a wedding. Just take that for myself. Did we have any questions from the audience? No? Okay, I'll ask a couple for you then. Michelle, have you seen anything recently that really took you by surprise? Did anyone have some element to their day that was just a wow factor?
To be honest, actually, Oskar has touched on quite a lot of them. I have seen the alpacas going around. One of them's called Eddie, and it's an absolute brilliant laugh, and it does add a bit of laugh to your days. So even at your ceremony, you could bring them out, or ring bearers. That's fantastic, because with animals, you never know what they're going to do, but it's still making it a bit of fun, you know, and that's what it's about. I mean, although you're getting married, you know, you are there to have a good day, so it's important.
And Oskar, you mentioned you got married yourself not that long ago. Were there any lessons you took from your day that you would give as a piece of advice to anyone else?
100%. Probably not. It was a little bit long ago, 5 years nearly now. But still, one biggest lesson for me was we were umming and hamming about taking a videographer for the wedding, and it's probably, if I was to do it all over again, I would have invested into a videographer. There's a lot of moments in the wedding where you miss the opportunity of seeing what's going on. You go off to do your photo shoot, you get pulled up to various different elements of the wedding, and you miss a lot of the kind of behind the scenes as well. And it's quite nice to re-watch the laughter, the emotions, the silly things that have happened in the wedding that is not captured necessarily in photography, which is brilliant. You've got a fantastic photo album, but those are stills, whereas that laughter, those speeches, those very special moments would have been lovely to have. Yeah, biggest lesson for me, take a videographer.
Perfect, and we do have a video for giving a presentation later on, so come back to that one if you're interested to hear more. I think, unless you have any questions from the audience, we'll wrap up there. Thank you so much again.
Thank you very much.
So informative. And don't forget to check out these guys on their stands, 4298 for Oskar, just right here, and 4260 for Michelle. So thank you very much again.